All right. Well, I think we should get to some level of discussion about consensus decision making processes. I think this one we'll probably do another workshop, and we'll go into that more because this is really complex. It's like, you know, in groups you have to make decisions. You have to, in our climate coalition, um, very complex. We're dealing with like five or six different stakeholders. We're doing offline decision making. We're doing in in meeting decision making. So I think, um, like, how do we make a decision as a group within a meeting structure? I think that's probably the most simple, and it's something we had to do a lot in the housing cooperative nonprofit and the house. So I'll just go real quick through a method that we do, which is I have a proposal. I propose that we do another consensus facilitation workshop in 2 weeks. And just, I want to get a temperature check of people in the room. How many people are like that idea? Just a show of hands or that kind of thing. Okay. Is that I see a lot of yeah, sparkly fingers and hands up. Is there anyone who's opposed to that idea, having another workshop? Can someone just play a dissenter real quick? Like give me a thumbs down or something. Okay, yeah, Chris, I see some heavy opposition here. So now here's an opportunity. I made a proposal. Most people are in agreement, but some people have concerns or disagreements. So now I'm gonna go to Chris. Chris, why do you not want to have or like what's? Can you tell us about your dissent here?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about 2 weeks. I'd prefer 2 weeks and one day, I think. So
Okay, so I hear like an amendment to the proposal. 2 weeks and one day. I'm okay with that. So PJ, does that fulfill your concern too?
My concern was just about being able to um, accommodate the people today that made time today to go through that, and that might not work for them. So, not really sure how I feel about pushing that off. If there's time yet today that we can do that.
All right. Trisha, I see your hand.
Feel like maybe sometimes Chris is really pushing his agenda super strong, and I'd like to provide spaciousness for the fact that the majority of the people here are in agreement with that. So maybe I'm not sure how to resolve that.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Let's see. We have more hands now. How about Anita and then Dan?
Okay, so my concern is about conflict resolution, that you mentioned that there would be more today and there doesn't seem to be. It seems to be getting knocked off and it doesn't seem to be named for this next time. So just more about what's included.
Thank you. Dan?
I want to see it happen sooner than 2 weeks from now. And I think you should do it inside of a week or 1 week out. And I think you should, even though I'm trying to create conflict here for the model, I am agreeing with PJ that we need to see what other time zones or time slots might be needed to serve those who are, outside of the time zone that we're all in now, or that we're closer to.
All right. Wow. Okay. So this has gotten more complex. And what I've heard see what other times are needed. Some people want it sooner. Chris wants an extra day. And then Trisha noted that there was large agreement and that maybe, Chris, you'd be okay with the original proposal. Okay, so it seems like there's general agreement that we want to do another workshop. Unsure about what time and who might not be here that would want to attend. So I'm going to create a doodle poll to schedule the next appointment. And then there was also, Anita, you were talking about wanting to go dive more into conflict resolution. So In addition to having conflict resolution on the agenda, I'm going to create a new open agenda where people can add their own items, so we can make sure that the next workshop addresses different topics that you all want to hear about. How does that sound for a revised proposal? Can I see like a temperature check on whether people are now happy with that? Wow. Okay, so that looks like consensus. Are there any other comments before we do that?
Great job.
Oh wow!
How
Thank
did you
you for.
remember all that stuff, David?
I wrote it down.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for playing. That was fun and challenging. I appreciate the added complexity in it. And that's just one way of many of how you might reach consensus in a meeting. Groups that I've been in, we kind of do it by assent. It's not like, I've been to government meetings where it's like, yay, yay, nay. And that's majority rules usually. Kind of try to stay away from that, keep it pretty flowing and human. But sometimes you need a formal vote if you're in like a nonprofit structure or something like that. But we just reach consensus through assent. Basically, to recap, maybe there's a proposal, and then I like to get a temperature check of where people are at, and then hear any concerns that exist, try to address those concerns, and then go back to a temperature check or a vote. That's like a simple process that I've used. There's lots of tools for offline decision making. I think we'll add consensus decision making to the next workshop that we do. Awesome. I think we're going to skip. Oh, sorry.
Because we're in a Zoom and there were some people who we can't see their picture and we didn't see any hands down, but we also didn't get feedback from the people who aren't visible. So how do you deal with that? And if you did you also at the end say, is there anyone opposed? Or how do you deal with that? Or is it majority, but it's consensus, right? So
right. That's a really good point, Victoria. I really like when people don't have their screens on. I should leave more time to be like, is anyone opposed at the end? I think that's a really good point. Yeah. And on Zoom especially, it gets wacky with the technology. And consensus does not mean that everyone agrees. It means that like we're all prepared to move forward, and that everyone has an opportunity to speak in that. And there's so much more. It's not just that. Are there any other final points that people want to get in about how to facilitate a consensus decision-making process within a group? Dan?
Yeah, I just want to point out, I think we missed her on the exercise we just did. I think Trisha had her hand up and we missed her. And I don't know if it's important for you, Trisha, now, but I just wanted to call that out. I think you just missed it, honest mistake.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, we missed that, Trisha. Can you say that again?
Said no, I wasn't missed. I got my chance to speak, but thanks so much for checking on it.
Sorry.
Thank you, Trisha and Dan. I think we'll go more into consensus decision-making process. Yeah, Victoria and Jonathan, would you like to say something?
Jonathan has a pithy thing.
Well, this is a thing from sociocracy that it's good enough for now and safe enough to try.
Yeah.
That's the way forward.
Good enough for now. Yeah, that is a really good thing about sociocracy.
And safe enough to try.
Safe enough to try. That's beautiful.